When I started my racing career back in 1988, my first super speedway was at Pocono, Pennsylvania, which was my fourth race I ever ran in my life. Well, I was supposed to get a physical at the racetrack. I remember they come up to me and they said, before you go on the racetrack, you got to have a physical done. That way you're okay to go on the racetrack. Well, I went over there to about getting a physical, and I don't know what happened. I don't remember, but it didn't happen. I didn't get a physical, so they allowed me to race at Pocono without having a physical. So we ran the race, finished ninth on the lead lap, and then the very next week was Talladega on the schedule, which my dad told me before we went to Pocono that we wasn't going to go to because I didn't have enough experience. Well, after I ran ninth on the lead lap at Pocono, he said, heck with it, we're going. So we went home, got ready to go, went to Talladega. So as soon as we got to Talladega, the ARCA officials come over to me and said, listen, you got to go over to the infield care center and get a physical before you're allowed to go on the racetrack. And we're not going to be able to get away with it, around it this week. It has to be done. So I proceeded to go over there to the infield care center to get a physical. And to be quite honest with you, I didn't look forward to that kind of stuff. It just, I don't know what it was, just didn't like it. So I went into the infield care center and met these two nice, sweet old ladies. They was nurses, had been nurses their whole life, and was working at the Speedway as nurses in the infield care center. So proceeded to get my physical and everything and so forth. And when it come time to do the eye test, that's when things got pretty interesting and funny, really. I proceeded to stand in the spot where they wanted me to stand because it was an eye chart, and they give you this little. It was a Dixie cup, one of those the tiny little Dixie cups, and told me that I needed to hold it over one eye and read whatever line I could read on this eye chart. So I said, okay. So before we got going, that they was two happy old sweet ladies too. They laughed all the time and just was enjoying what they was doing. Well, I was nervous as a wreck. Going to take a physical. I just didn't care for that stuff. But so it became time to do the physical or the eye test. So I stood there on the line where they told me to stand. And when it come time to do it, they was standing between me and the eye chart. And I don't know what provoked me to do it. I just did it. So when they told me to go ahead and cover one eye with the Dixie cup and read whatever line I could read, I put the cup over my eye, whatever eye they told me to put it over. And I stepped up a few feet from where the line was and read the bottom line on the eye chart. And as soon as I read it, I stepped back where the line was, right? So they turned around, they looked at me and they went, boy, son, you got really good eyesight in that eye. I said, yeah, it's not too bad. Not too bad. She says, they laughed. They said, all right. Said, okay, cover your other eye. So I covered my other eye, and they said, okay, begin whatever you want to. So they're standing between me and the eye chart, and they're facing the eye chart. So as soon as I seen that they was facing the eye chart, I stepped up a few more feet and read the bottom line again with my other eye, and then I stepped back. Well, they, as soon as I said back, they turned around. They went, "I think that's the best eyesight I've ever witnessed in my whole life." And I said, "Well, thank you." Since they laughed and talked about that for I don't know how long, for a few minutes after that. Couldn't get over how well I was reading that eye chart. But they didn't realize that I was cheating. Yeah, I stepped up a few feet on each eye, and read the bottom line on that eye chart. Now there was nothing wrong with my eyesight. I could see perfectly fine. I don't know what provoked me to do that. I think it's just the orneriness in me. I've been ornery all my life, and I just did it. So, needless to say, I passed the eye chart test. I would have passed it anyways, but I swear to God to you, I don't know what provoked me to do that. I just did it. You just can't make this stuff up. I mean, it was funny. It was. I don't. I think it's funnier now than it was then. It's the things that I did in my past. I don't. I just don't understand. Don't know why I did it, but I did. But that was one of the funniest things that happened to me at the start of my racing career, is taking that eye test at Talladega. I was supposed to do it at Pocono, and I still don't understand, or I don't remember what exactly the reason why. They didn't even do anything to me at Pocono. I do remember that. I went over there in the infield care center, and either a doctor wasn't there or what. So he had an emergency or something. I don't remember, but I just didn't take it. So I was good for Pocono, but Talladega I wasn't. So I hope you enjoyed that story. Uh, I got many of those to tell, but them sweet old ladies, they was funny, and they was they had a good time, and I had a good time with them too. So remember to subscribe, like, share. It's important. Make the channel grow. The share part, I wish everybody would please take the time and share. Just share it to your friends, share it to whoever. But until next time, folks, I'm Bobby, and I'll talk to you soon.